Hey guys, today we're gonna talk about these. They are not knockoffs, they are just cheap versions of Marvel Legends. They are similar size, a little bit under 6 inch, and they have only like 5 points of articulation: head, hands, and elbows, and then legs. And with a character like Gamora, you could accept that, or maybe, I don't know, Hydra soldier. But with character like Spider-Man, come on, what you gonna do with legs like that on Spider-Man character? Yeah, what is he supposed to? How do you pose a figure like this? How to make him look really good, really put him into a dynamic pose? You have to do a little bit of drilling, a little bit of cutting, but let me show you how I do it, and try to make from them something cool like that, because that's the same kind of a figure. That's the same cheap, it's not a knockoff, it's just a cheap version of a figure. Today I'm gonna show you all of how I'm doing this. Nice looking figure, especially in a package, but it was a cheap version, only 5 points of articulation. Hands, they can rotate, they go this much up, rotating an elbow, no pin solution. I wonder if this is the new one. No wrist hinge or nothing, just a ball joint on a head. The second hand has the same articulation, but when it comes to the legs, that's just ridiculous. Come on, she's a spider type of a hero, and you cannot really do nothing. The only position I could imagine for her was that flying or dropping from a skyscraper, or maybe if you go all the way up, but you have to force her leg out of the joint a little bit, and it leaves you this gap. You could probably do something with this. Yeah, so this is something you could, and let's call it a quick fix. Yep. But my idea was to bend that knee. I wanted to bend that knee, and what do we need to make this possible? You need to have a blade and just cut the excess flesh, excess plastic. You know, the regular figures with standard articulation usually have not so much plastic behind the knee, so it gives them room for the leg. It's not soft goods, it's not material, so it won't gonna bend like the natural skin would. As you can see, I didn't chop off half of the leg at once. I was cutting piece by piece till I get the angle I was desiring. So depending on what your final goal is, you're gonna cut as much as you need to get the angle that you so desire. For me, I wanted to go almost all the way up to her cheek. So to make sure that it's gonna stay in place, because it wasn't created this way, so it wanted to go all the time back to the position, I decided to use this nail. Yeah, small nail I just found in my cabin, like work tool cabin. I cut it to the length that I was needing. Actually, later I have to cut it again because I miscalculate a little bit, and I use this hot pencil to to drill, to melt the hole for it, and I was hoping to use this plastic, this melted plastic, as a glue, but it didn't really work out. Later we go with plastic glue and this simple clamp to hold it in place. It didn't really work very well, so I have to go back to use the super glue. The minus with super glue is that it can burn the plastic all around and change the color around the place that you've been gluing, so you have to be careful and take it into account. So what I'm gonna do later, I'm gonna paint it. Since it's black, it's gonna be quite easy. So after gluing and supporting this in place, we take another leg. This one I couldn't just cut out the corner piece. I couldn't just cut out the piece and bend it the same way as I did with the knee, because it was disfiguring the leg too much. It looked like she would have some problem with a leg, twisted leg or something. So I decided simply to cut it out in an angle that I needed and to cut the other piece so it's gonna match one another. And I wasn't sure if glue will be enough, so I drilled the hole. I drilled the hole through feet up to the leg. Be very careful with that. As you could see with cutting the leg, I did hurt myself. So with drill I was extra cautious to not damage myself more than needed. The top portion I cut along the blue line of this wrap around her feet, so you wouldn't see the connection. It would look more natural this way. And also I couldn't find the screw that was short enough. Especially nowadays, I just cannot go to the shop and find one. So I figure out that I'm gonna cut the smallest screw I have, and somehow I screw them in. I also use a bit of super glue for that to put them in place. And this is how it turned out. I'm very, very satisfied with the result. As you can see, she has a really dynamic spider pose, Spider Gwen pose to be precise, because this long feet with her right feet going down is like a ballet position. So it speaks about her character, yeah. And then diorama. The diorama piece came with a lizard action figure. It's a Diamond Select one. I could simply stand her against the wall, but I want her to be using her powers of crawling, so I drilled the hole. I took a piece of bendy wire, cut it to the length I needed to be outside of the wall, just enough to fit in the hole on the bottom of her feet. And yeah, it turns out to work pretty well. I use a custom-made web that I did by making a design from hot glue around baking paper. It's a surprisingly easy way to do it. I'm gonna make a video about it, so don't forget to subscribe so you won't gonna miss it. I'm not sure if it's gonna appear this week, but for sure in a week or two I'm gonna make it. I have much more time right now, so I promise to do that, just in case if you are interested.